So if I do it this way, let's see. Well, that's already down there. So you gotta be careful. The little thing, you only take a 2 out of these. This 3 just kind of gets out the way. Just get out the way, 3. And you focus on this. You gotta take a 2 out. So I get a 1 in front of the x squared. Forget about this shit. Half of -4 is -2. Squared is 4. That's the 2 steps. I'm going to add 4. What did I actually just do?
8.
Added 8. So I better
Subtract
subtract 8. I love it. So that if I work this out, it is still this. And of course, this is going to factor like my first step. Half of -4 was -2. And outside I get -5. So what's the vertex? 2? -5. So I already know what to expect. Now if I do it with a shortcut, what's B?
Negative 8.
Yeah, so negative B. So -8 twice A. 2. So I get 8 over 4 is 2. That agrees. Thank God. And then if I plug a 2 in, 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 3. 8 minus 16 plus 3 is -8 plus 3 is -5. I still get 2 -5, thank God. They have to agree because this is sort of a shortcut to this. So they have to agree. So even if I ask you to do a problem just this way, if I'm you, I would probably do this somewhere just to check myself. Right? Check yourself. All right. Now let's do one of these. I'll tell you what. Just coming right off of what we just did. Just give me a second. I'm going to do things a little out of order because section 11.8. Just going to do one problem out of this. Just show you the connection between 11.8 and what we just did. What kind of parabola would this be? Does it open up or down?
Down.
So if it opens down, is the vertex going to be a maximum or a minimum? It's going to be a maximum. So that's why most profit functions look like this. Because you can't get infinite profit. Sorry. There's going to be some extreme up. And then you're always like, how do we get there, Johnson? I don't know, we got to sell this many more things, boss. And then the next day it moves a little bit because everything changes a little bit. And that's why financial analysts get paid a lot of money. Because they're freaking trying to find where that stupid spot is all the time. Good Lord. Sorry. So that's definitely down. That means it's going to have a maximum. So look at part C first. Screw the other shit. Determine the maximum height. This is somebody throwing a baseball. If you look at a baseball's flight path, it definitely looks like a parabola. Normally, if you're throwing from the outfield, it's going to be this really smooshed parabola like this. Wow. It's not very like, it's not like this. It's like, wow. Right? Okay. If you're playing like, underhand, here you go, hit it, Timmy. Oh. Then it would have more like this. So how do you say this in mathish? Vertex. Yeah. Determine the vertex. This is what this is asking for, right? Be careful though. What does x represent in this problem? Actually, what's like the t is like the x here. What's t represent? Time in seconds, right? And h represents height. The one little thing you got to be careful about with word problems is we're obviously going to use h for height and t for time. That makes sense. So we're not going to use y and x. So what's the shortcut for the vertex? X equals -b over 2a. For this problem, what will it be? T equals -b over 2a because t is acting like x. X is just a dummy variable. It's just we just chose to call it x. I could call it frickin' t if I want to. So what is b in this case? 96. So -b over twice a. What's a? -16. So if you do that, what do you get? You get 96 divided by 32 is 3. So what does that mean right there? What does that mean by itself? How long did it take to get to the height? It took 3 seconds. So 3 seconds after this guy throws it, it's at its highest point. Do we know what that height is yet? No. How do I figure out what the height is? Plug 3 in. I love it. This is the input. In this case, the input is t. That's not what they're asking for. They want the output. In this case, the output is h, is the height. So just plug a 3 back in. What do you get when you plug a 3 in? I don't freaking know. What is that going to be? Oh my God. 18 negative. Holy shit, wait a minute, that can't be right, Jeff. Oh yeah, so that'll be positive. I think it's 147. Is anybody doing that for me? Nobody's helped me out? Somebody looked at me like, really? You need help. This is what you pay for, math boy. Yeah, it's 147, yeah. For damn sure. 147 what? Oh, feet. I like it. 147? Yeah?
Yeah, 147.
147 feet. I like it. Calculator finally catches up to me. I like it. Aha. Oh, yeah, it's my one skill, so I'm not going to get too show-offy. But see, that's the immediate use of this idea. So many things can at least be approximated by a parabola, right? So you can see how high is it going to go, or you can see how low is it going to go. Bless you. Bless you. Right? And you can use it. If this is my cost function, I want to be there. I want to get minimum cost, right? Stuff like that. Immediately useful. All right, so that's a nice little preview of 11.8. I want to do this problem, then we're going to call it a day. Does it open up, or does this page 226, by the way? Definitely opens up because the 2 is positive. I like it. So is this going to have a max or a min? Opens up, so it's going to have a minimum. It's going to have a valley. What's the quickest way to do? If it just says find the vertex, I hope to God you would do what method?
Shortcut.
Huh?
Shortcut. Shortcut method?
Yes, shortcut method. Negative e over 2a. Don't complete the square unless it says to. My God. So what's the shortcut? X equals what I just said, I think. Yeah, so what's b in this case? Negative 8. So negative 8 divided by twice a. 2. So I get 8 over 4. I get 2 for x. How do I get y? Plug it back in. So I get 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 16 is negative 8 plus 3. Negative 5. I think this is the one on the front end. Okay. No worries. We're going to do more shit with this. What's the axis of symmetry? Yeah, x equals 2. It's got to go right through the vertex. Can somebody get the y-intercept without doing any work? It's 3. Yeah, if you go back to the original way this is given, make x 0, the only thing left is 3. So the y-intercept is 0, 3. So now watch this. Let's plot what we got so far. Go ahead and plot what we got so far. We know the vertex, and we know the y-intercept. So the vertex, we know the y-intercept. Now me being insane, I claim there's a third point that I can get without doing much work at all. I don't have to plug anything in anywhere. What is true about the vertex? It's got to be symmetric around it, right? So if there's a point here, there has to be a point here. There's got to be its mirror image. Is that not cool on some degree level? If I know one point besides the vertex, I know there's got to be another point, mirror image. If you don't believe me, let's see, what point would that be? What's the mirror image here? So see how this axis of symmetry is here. That's where the mirror is. So where would this guy's image be? Right there. What point is that?
4, 2.
4, 3. If I wanted to check this, what do? Plug what in? 4 in. Plug a 4 in, and what's supposed to come out? Frickin' 3, right? I don't know, today's word is frickin', by the way. So 2 times 4 squared, 2 times 16 minus 32 plus 3. 32 minus 32 is 3. Well, plus 3, sorry. So I do get 3. So yeah, of course there's going to be a mirror image. That's the whole idea of the axis of symmetry and all this shit. It's symmetric. So if I know this, I'm like, oh, I know that one. Bam. So you only have to do the y-intercept, which is easy as shit. You just see it. The vertex, which isn't too bad anymore now that we got the shortcut. And then you automatically get a third point given to you. And now you just have to connect them. Don't do a V. That's insane. Do the right shape, right? So why do I not have to do as much work for the points? Because I know the shape of it. So as long as you get the shape right, through the points you know, that's good. That's why it's so important to know the shapes of things. So I have less work to do in a graphic. Oh, what other questions did they ask me now? Oh yeah, all right. I didn't want to do this first because how do I find, see if anybody remembers anything I said. How to find this guy's x-intercepts? 0 would find the y-intercept. I make this 0. Whose job is it to solve this? Because I can't factor this. Whose job is it to solve this? Quadratic formula. The negative b plus or minus. So let's see. So let's be x equals, just want to do it real quick. I'm trying to let me out early so you guys get out. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over twice a. You get 8, give or take. 64 minus 24 is 40. All over 4. I'm just going to do some magic here real quick, right? 2 plus or minus, square root of 40 is 10 times 4 is 2 rad 10 divided by 4, so rad 10 over 2. So it's 2 plus rad 10 over 2 minus rad 10 over 2. That's those two things right here. If you threw this into a calculator and you got some decimal approximations, they would come out to be 3.7 and 0.3 or something, right? It would be close to where we drew these through. All right, I think that's plenty. That's plenty. Next time we'll do more out of 11.8 and we'll get into chapter 12. And of course the quiz, don't forget.